And we're live! Welcome to episode 107 of the Chainmail, of the MailleWerX Chainmail live streams. I'll get that right one day. My name is Sean. I'm your host. I run MailleWerX.com, where I sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And believe me, buddy, you've got a lot. Not really. You probably have one or two. But, you know, you should totally go check to MailleWerX.com. Except not right now, because I'm having a huge bug being taken out of the damn code. Hi, Cat. How you doing? All right, let's do the share. The share. Everybody should do the share. Ooh. Flag. There, I know letters. Hey Barb, how you doing? All right. Oh man. That's this all is. Got a bunch of like random rings over here. I'm gonna have to dig out all my rings and figure out where each ring goes. Alright. This up there. And this here is a pile of JPL. Oh, hi Kara. Alright. Just a mess. Just a mess. Alright, so let's see what we're working on today. I did put a little black around the edge, but I haven't well, part of one side got a little black edging done. But I promise I have not worked on the rest of the saber handle, or the saber blade rather. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I've had severe back pain all day. JPL is your nemesis. I've had I've got like this 6-foot strand of JPL that I made a shirt out of 16 gauge 3/16 Trinity. Or I made a shirt out of Trinity using 16 gauge 3/16 rings. There, I know words. And I had a bunch of rings left over, and I just made them into this giant chain for. It just sits around and waits for me to do something with it. So, all right, let's see here. What's Frank? Frank, can you see? Let's see here. Let's see where we're at on this. You'd love to get to the point where you have spools of basic weaves like Byzantine and JPL3 to cut and clasp on the spot at events. That would be awesome. Alright, so something is going on here. If you look over here, right, there's kind of this nice smooth transition. And we gotta emulate that over here, but we're just getting the wide flat. I don't know why. No idea. No idea what's going on here. See. You just have a spool of Byzantine laying around. You can take a section for a customer and custom size it right there. What's that? It's a spool of 5,000 feet of Byzantine. Okay, I know a buddy that did that. And he was immediately accused of selling pre-manufactured Byzantine chainmail. Just not gonna say it's gonna happen to you. Just saying I've seen it done, and that is what he ran into, which of course is pretty ludicrous. Should be pretty easy to convince people otherwise, but I mean, I'm sure you'll have a few people in there. I don't know why people just like to cause issues. Like, his was anodized aluminum and EPDM, like a long chain of stretchy Byzantine. So, and he had more than one ring size, or one, sorry, like Byzantine, full Persian, half Persian 3-in-1, half Persian 4-in-1. So he worked really hard on making all this stuff, and then someone saw him taking it off the spool and was like, oh, I didn't realize it was pre-made. And I don't think he managed to convince them that he had made it all. So just, know that that happens. All right. All right. So we're gonna figure this blade out. Don't know what's going on with it, but we're gonna figure it out. If we start here. I know that I can tell the angle's wrong. I remember looking at this angle when we first did this side and thinking I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, right? But now we're going to have to figure out what's wrong. And it was fine to leave it as it was because I knew we would be coming back to it to make these a little more saber blade shaped. Oh wow, I screwed the pooch on that one, didn't I? What did I do there? I swear. I went through one too many rings. Nope, that wasn't it. Actually, that was it, and I just went through too many rings twice in a row. There we go. Always creating problems for myself. Alright, so here... one up one, one up one, over two up one, over two up one, over one up one. All right. So there is something going on Facebook, and that is like, I don't know, interfering with my universe. And I don't know if it was like a warning or what. Someone posted a GIF of a guy on a skateboard riding along pants down, bent over, and it shows him, you know, defecating while he's riding a skateboard. Very, very neat trick, you know. Just what I always wanted to see on my Facebook newsfeed. And then I go inside and there is this random bit of dog poop on the floor. And I'm thinking to myself, what did I just watch? And why is there now... Did a skateboarder just come through my house? What is going on here? And it was about that time that my son screamed that there was a spider in his room, and I had to go up and... No, it was... The dog obviously had made a mess in the house, but... Or tracked it in, or I don't know what, but... It was just really weird seeing a rather disgusting GIF, and then going in the house and... Oh, hey! There's poop on the floor. One up, one over one. Two. One. Over one up. One. Over one. Two up one. One of my patients today had this little, like, play school police helmet. It was like her grandkids or something, and their grandchild had grown out of it. I'm like, oh, here, I'm getting rid of this. Do you think your kid will like it? And I was like, I don't know, I can run it by him, see what he thinks. And, wow, did I really just do that? Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'll never get this done. I literally just removed these black rings when I did not need to. So, I kind of have my doubts. I was like, I don't know, maybe he might be too old for it. But it's got lights, and it makes sound, and it has a big yellow visor, and like a microphone deal on it. And he hopped in the car, and he's like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's the helmet for you to play with. And he put it on, and he didn't take it off the whole ride home. He wore it for about an hour after he got home, and then later on tonight he put it back on. He's sitting there in his little police helmet, hitting the button, head all lighting up, this little alarm, little siren thing. I thought that was pretty nice. He's got any toy you could imagine. So, he doesn't take interest in a lot of things. I wasn't too sure. There, is that correct? Yeah, okay. It still looks sketchy. I wasn't sure if he would take an interest to it, but he sure did. He's a one-man race, yeah. I will have to, I took a picture of him to show my patient next time I see her. Holy crap, okay. Okay, no. Yeah, okay. Fully comment section Batman. Alright. You want one of those dumb helmets they had on Star Trek? That had the characters' names on them and big light on top? Nice. You wear it like a mofo. He's a one-man rave. There we go. Weird, some of your comments never happened. A bunch of stuff just came up randomly. So, I don't know. I need to do a complete shutdown of this machine, but I've got some work going on that I keep putting it to sleep for. So, you were trying to say you wanted those dumb looking helmets. Yeah, I saw that one. Oh, maybe it went through. You can't see it? Maybe. Like, a bunch of them just popped up all of a sudden. A bunch of comments. Don't ask me what's going on. I don't know. I may need to shut down my computer. That may resolve it. Seems to resolve a lot of things. But not tonight. You leave me my 63 internet tabs open of articles that I will read someday. I'm completely meaning to get back to them. Yeah. Hey Justin, how you doing, buddy? I got your package upstairs on the table, ready to get shipped out. Tomorrow, my goal is to go to the post office. I got like 7 packages to send off. Various things. Some shoes. The wine bottle holster. Alright, so I got comments popping up on my phone. John said he has got 25 feet of Persian spiral. And it's not coming up on the computer. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, is anybody who would also have to be a twin? Nice. Yeah, comments are real screwy tonight. So if I don't respond to your comment, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to follow along on my phone over here, but one Persian spiral. Don't think you have seen that weave. I think that's a typo. I've never seen one Persian spiral either that I'm aware of, but the weave naming is kind of, I think it got quite out of hand for a while. So I don't know. You were thinking Renfest is 4 weeks, so you got time? Send a card to someone? Don't worry, buddy. I will get you a way to rep my brand. I don't have any cards. I don't know what I'll send you. Alright. Worst weave name I know quick. Like, off the top of my head, it's got to be Rhino Snorting Drano. Yeah, okay. Yeah, of Persian Spiral, not one Persian Spiral. I kind of figured that was a typo, but you never know. Now, what does one Persian Spiral look like, you know? That's the question. You need to go look up Rhino Snorting Drano. I think it's a cool little weave, if I remember correctly. There's some weird weave names out there. Yeah. Alien Barus. I think, like, I did an ABCD, an alphabet coffee cup of weave names design. And I think Alien Barus was the first one. and like no one had heard of it. And I was like, I pulled it off a mail, so I'm pretty sure it's a actual weave. If it's on there, it's something. Highly recommend Rhino Snorting Drano and its close cousin Barrel. Yeah. Go look up Persian Spiral. There you go. Rhino Snorts Drano. Yeah. Tau 3 in 1. Not Tau, or no, 1 hour less sleep is another fun weave name. It's what JPL is when loose, or someone who knows better can correct you on the name. Oh, I have no idea. I stay away from that stuff. You really want to learn Fireworm? Me too. All the little Sandworm, Fireworm, Iceworm. Is there an Earthworm too? Sand, Fire, Earth, and Ice. If there's not an Earthworm, there should be. I've got some 16 gauge 3/8 rings. I don't know if they'll work. I think they worked for Sandworm. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's a worm weave. Not sure. But, pretty sure the AR is close. You want to learn all the worms, including boreworm? I think so. I think so too. And I think we're talking about the same thing, so I feel comfortable saying that. I know that I have a Fireworm Get Back Whip from Greg over at Masterlink's Mail. Get a ring too big or loose for full Persian, it has the ratio for the worms? Oh, okay. You know full Persian, how is it connected to worms? I think John just answered that question. There are some structural similarities, but mostly it's a big fat round cord like the worms are. Alright, is that... Nope, that doesn't look anywhere near correct. What does this side look like? I think that's... I'm gonna do this backwards. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow along this edge and make sure that it matches up over here, and then from this point I'm gonna come back around and do the front edge, because I think that's where we're screwed up. I think this is too far down and should be up here in order for this blade to look correct. You know, you don't know about structural similarities, some more than others you suspect. What is a DC crisis? I don't know. Alright, this is where we... And that's another thing too, is like these two Or these two starting points aren't like the exact spot on the same blade either. Should be. What's a dream catcher crisis? All right, Justin, have a good night, man. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. I think that's the one more row and that's the back edge. Done. So what is a dreamcatcher crisis? You're having one of those crises where a friend popped up and said, "Hey, do me solid," and I said, "What?" And they said, "Hang on," and I've been hanging for half an hour going, "Oh my god, what?" That's no good. Okay. That the two back sides of these blades should be really close. They're not exact, but they're close. Looking fantastic. Well, thank you. Oh, you meant the inlay. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. You just told Barb the third row is tighter than a nun in a strip club on a Saturday night and you can't figure out what to do with it. Ooh. Oh, if Barb, okay. In regards to the Dreamcatcher, I'm all caught up now. Okay. Maybe Josh can't help. The comments are really just not going through tonight. Maybe if I move my phone there. Tighter than a nun at a strip club on a Saturday night, huh? You don't want to admit defeat. There's no, you know, there's no shame in asking for help. Sometimes. Okay. I used to think that, you know, I could figure out all the weaves on my own and I would never use I would never need another tutorial, you know. Oh, how misguided I was when I was young. Thought I knew everything. One of the many, many mistakes early on in my chainmail career that was quickly rectified and replaced with experience. And that's around the same time I discovered the Mail Artisans International League page. I was like, oh yeah, no, I definitely am not going to be able to figure any of these out. I had figured out a number of weaves on my own. Box, Byzantine, European 4-in-1, European 6-in-1, right? The Persians gave me the most trouble. But I did end up getting like half Persian 3-in-1 figured out. Like, oh, if I just stare at this picture long enough, I'll get smart. And it'll come to me, and I'll understand it. And man, does it not work that way. I mean, it's not for me. I'm sure some people are, you know, more talented and better looking than me who can figure it out, but Barb is smarter than me. Well, I wouldn't go that far. What's up, James? I actually met James. James is a nice guy. He lives here near me. He was very helpful during a crisis I was having, and I needed to talk to someone. And I know he hasn't commented yet, but sorry, James. I saw your... This person is watching kick up on the ticker here. Has anyone tried Odin's Eye? No, I have not, but I posted an image of like a bunch of ring sizes that the Ring Lord posted on their webpage. It is somewhere on my timeline. All you will find on my timeline is dumb jokes and chainmail. Which I got to sit in on a I won't call it a class. It's not a class. It was essentially excuse me. Barb Smiles. Who's James? James is someone who was watching. I saw his name pop up. You saved Odin's Eye for later. All right. That's all. That's who James is. So tonight I was I know a lot of, let's call them like marketing consultants, right? I have a friend, through him I met another friend, through both of them I met a third friend, and the third friend is the one who I connected with the most over time. Recently he went off to go work for a very large social media marketing company, and now he is back with many life lessons learned. You're welding tonight? Nice. You bought Claire's Atomic tutorial? Cool. So I got to sit in on his pitch, right? He is back He is no longer working with anyone else. He is working directly for himself. It's all about driving organic traffic online, which is what I do, right? Specifically. And I'm not, like, by no means am I good at it. Did I use marketing consultants for my website? No. I probably should, but this was more about getting your products in front of people. And I have learned a few things from him that have been very helpful. So when I got started, I didn't know anything about selling anything online. I had a website and an idea, right? But I was going nowhere. And through this friend of a friend of a friend, I met this guy. His name's Ben. And the first little bit of knowledge that I found useful was super helpful in helping me make sales. So much so that I've often talked about it here. Since he came up, I guess I will re-mention it, and that is that one of the biggest ways to garner sales online is to send out friend requests, like, to as many like-minded people as you can find, which is something I've been engaged in for a while. And so let me put it like this. This is what I learned, right? If you're going to try and drive organic traffic to a website using social media, right, you can't just post to, like, the 12 friends you have and your family members on your regular, Facebook feed. You have to really personify, like, what you're selling, which I do with MailleWerX, and I make Chainmail on these streams, and, like, Chainmail is my shtick, right? And I make jokes about Chainmail and whatnot, and so, and I look for like-minded people, other Chainmail artists. Right. So my friends list has grown from a slew of, probably 250 people between friends and family from, like, high school, right? And I think I'm at 1,600, something like that. But going from, I would post stuff and my family would see it, but they don't care. They're not interested at all. But when I started adding people who also did Chainmail, they were definitely much more interested in what I was doing, right? And so to realize that, like, I never would have gotten that on my own. And he set me straight on, like, where to get started. That took me that's an ongoing process. You can have up to 5,000 personal friends on Facebook for your personal page. But that is where, if you make a post and you don't have anybody to show it to, Facebook's not going to show it to anybody else. So in order to get Facebook algorithm on your side, you got to make posts that someone is interested in, make posts that have like an engagement feature, like, asking people to comment or heart or like or whatever. And that was when I started having success with selling stuff online. So anyway, I got to sit through one of his pitches tonight, and it was very, very tempting to go ahead and just sign up with him. But he focuses mostly on other marketing consultants and people in like that are coaches inside of a niche, like a fitness coach or a life coach or something along those lines. So selling chainmail themed apparel isn't necessarily his bag. But you know, it's nice to sit down and go back over some of the things he's mentioned in the past. And then some new stuff that he was talking about, like sales calls, and no, I don't do sales calls or anything, but just to kind of get an understanding of how sales works, right? Because even though I don't do sales calls, understanding how a sales call works is definitely beneficial to know when engaging with other people online. So, nice little 45-minute to an hour pitch, and then I was really tempted to sign up. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here, where are we at here? Three. Yeah, the front of this is just all, front side of this blade is all jacked up. And I think it's because where I started, I tried to match up the start points, and it's not the same. But hopefully this will fix it all. It's already starting to look better, and more like a blade, and more like the other side. I have a friend who does email copywriting, and he's ridiculously good at it. And I would like to learn more from him. But I gotta fix my website first, and then, you know, move on to that. Are you open to tips on how to get people to your website, which is great? So you are open to tips on how to get people to your website, which is great. Yes, I am open to tips on how to get people to my website. I do make those designs and want to sell them, and I do want people to go to my website and find something they love. And then I wanted them to tell all their friends and family. Speaking of friends and family, you can now purchase gift cards at MailleWerX.com, which I thought was a great idea. All right, where are we at here? Three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, what did I just do? Is that right? I swear. I just took this ring out, now I gotta put it back. It's all these, you know, 50, almost 60 hours of streaming is me pulling rings out and then putting them right back in. Alright. Some people are not, and of course you have to tap into what makes them buy. Some people are not open to, alright Barb, have a good night. Open to having tips on what would get people their website? That's, I don't know. One, two, three, four. Oh, I see where I screwed up. Okay. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Man, oh man. Alright. You totally used to be the marketing director for Jose Cuervo hiking in the Caribbean after 3 shots of tequila. Every man over 3 feet tall became an hour. You might have told me. I did not know that. If I did know that, I'm sorry I didn't come and ask you before what your thoughts were. Each individual has a right to decide how they want to run their own business. In my not so honest opinion? Is it in my not so honest opinion? One, two, 1, 2. There we go. Now we're moving. I mean, I don't think we're talking about forcing people to adjust how they drive traffic. I think it's just that some people are more open to feedback than others. And, you know, that's okay. There's, you know, plenty of things I'm not open to feedback on, so. But, like, I did ask a bunch of people to go check out the website the other night, and it was like, their feedback was very beneficial. You know? More eyes on something, to me, just seems beneficial. Especially with, you know, the realization that I'm not as good with colors as I thought I was. Like, at all. And nowhere near where I need to be. So that is something I'm working on. There was a pretty dark background on the collections page, and it's got to be a little bit dark so that you can see the white on it, but I had people saying that they thought it was too dark, and I lightened it up a little bit, and it works, you know. I never would have noticed that myself, so. Just easier for me to ask other people for help. For certain things, and to try and figure it out myself, because well, I'm certain I can do many things. Taking the time to learn them all and figure them all out is not ideal. I spent a lot of time doing that already, you know. There we go. Man, we're so close to being done with this. I mean, I still have several more hours worth of work to do on it, but it's like, this is the part, you know, the on-stream part, the design, and then once I'm done with the black outlining it all, we'll post finished pictures. And that will be this, you know, once it's done, this will be the end of, what is it, project number 4 that we've done on this. We did Shamu, we did the wine bottle holster, we did a water bottle wrap, and some Freeform Friday stuff. And I don't know what we're gonna do next. I don't want to jump into the other large inlay I have just yet. I do want to take some time, figure out what smaller project needs work. Yeah, see, none of this needed to be here. One, two, three, four. Maybe one more of it mounted to the wall. What is the next large inlay? The next large inlay is a design done by one of the bartenders at Finnegan's Wake off of Jackson Street and 3rd in Alexandria, Louisiana, where I spent an inordinate amount of time after my deployment going there and trying to avoid Fort Polk or living in the barracks or Leesville, Louisiana. So, and it's another inlay that I got started on that I psyched myself out of finishing it a long time ago, because what happened was I ordered batches of colors I ordered rings of certain colors from different batches, and then I kept getting colors that wouldn't match, right? I was like, oh, I can't finish this, you know, this looks like crap, and then now I'm just like, you know, screw it. I'll finish it and I'll hang it up in my basement and call it a day, because I don't care if the colors don't match. It's, it was my favorite little bar for a long time. Me and my friends, we'd go to dinner, we'd watch a movie at the theater, then we'd go to the bar, and then we'd stumble across to the hotel across the street and pass out, and then go back to post the next day. And it largely kept me out of trouble because I was not, you know, stuck in Fort Polk. Awful place. Alright, should have a pretty good day tomorrow. Don't have anywhere crazy to drive, so... Wednesday is going to be my long day. Excuse me. Is there a way to mix different batches of the same color together to make it look like shading? If anyone could do that, it would be me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, kind of. That is like, I don't know. It depends on how much of what I have, you know, how much do I want to take apart. So, yes, it's doable. Is it, you know, realistic? I don't know. More along, you know, I'm more set on finishing it and just hanging it in the basement down here and saying screw it, than I am like making a really involved piece, right? Because this Raiders inlay, as I'm sure many of you are aware, took far longer than I had anticipated. So close. So close. It's this last little bit here. But yeah, I got like multicolors of gold, multicolors of green. And I thought, you know, how would I go about making these all work together? And it's like, I would have to take apart a lot of it as it is and integrate the other batches, which I might do. We'll see how I feel. There, now it's looking like something there. If I decide if I'm going to send a pic to the Oakland Raiders office, I won't send it to the office, but I'll tag them on social media. You know, somewhere. I'm not on Twitter, so. And I don't really want to make an account there just for that. I would have to. Maybe sending a pic of it to the office would be more ideal. I don't know. one of those. Like, I'm not a Raiders fan, so they're not. Like, okay. I'm not a Raiders fan, and so I don't know how to interact with those people. It would be awkward just, you know, like contacting them out of the blue. But, you know, it is not a bad idea. It would be great for commissions. Alright. That's it, guys. This, you know, down here needs a little support on the bottom. It'll hold itself up pretty well once it's done, just like the other side. It's as close as I can get, you know, eyeballing them, but they look like sabers and saber blades, and like, man, this came out ridiculously good. There is one more area of improvement. Alright. Making a mess over here. I have to put a line in between the cross guard and the handle. Or in the blade, rather. Yeah, woohoo is right. Like, all the rest of the work on this is just finishing up the black rings around everything. I hope I have enough. I don't want to order more, but well, if I have to. Oh me. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Hang on. Three. Yeah, okay, I was right. The ring off. Of course, every time. Every time, you know, just one ring off. No big deal. Alright, so this is my first time making a Raiders flag, so you know. Only been working on it for 60 some odd hours at this point. I think it is 60. I think this is 60 hours right here tonight. We started at number 40, episode number 47, and we are at episode 107. So yeah, 60 hours on one project. And we even had a start on this. This isn't like, there were pieces that were done-ish. Of course, we went back through and redid them all, but there were a good amount of rings assembled. Okay. Now let's try that again. Now that I've got my starter rings in the right place. 3. A little slack there. And this should give us a nice clear line between the cross guard and the blade. And it, more importantly, it matches how I did that on the other side, so I'm just glad of that. Come on. I'm so glad that I get to be done thinking about this project. I did enjoy this project. It was a ton of fun. Right, but 60 hours on one project is a long time. Probably have another 10 hours worth of weaving just to finish up the black on the sides and the loops across the top, but you know, that's mindless. I don't have to think about where each ring goes. I can just weave it. That's the last one. All right, you guys tell me. See that very faint black line across here? It kind of matches the other side a little bit. I wonder if I should do that on the bottom. I don't know. I don't want to do anything else. I want this to be it. Right, that's roughly 8,000 rings or so. There's probably Gonna be about 10,000 total when it's done. All right, that's it, man. All right. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? I'll hold that up for you just for a minute longer. That came out really good. Let me show you. I'll show you the picture we were working off of. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but all that came from this picture. I think it turned out pretty good, all things considered. I don't have enough rings to do the Raiders across the top or the bottom. I'm just gonna leave it, you know, the face and the sabers and the helmet, and call it a day. Oh man, that was a long 60 hours. I think a few of those sessions were like an hour and a half. So all right. Okay, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitch, please do so. We are going to be doing more stuff over there as soon as I figure out how. I would love for everybody to everyone to be able to join me. I can do on Facebook. You can kind of go raid someone else's live. I would need like a third device. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. I don't see. Ooh. Ooh. Man, okay. So we can do this. All right. So if you're hanging out watching, hey BD1980. Everybody's popping up right at the end here. All right, I'm gonna hold this up. I'm gonna hold this one last time. So we are done. We finished the inlay. I'm not changing anything else on it. Good. Just gonna add some black loops across the top for to hang from a dowel rod, and finish the black around the edges. That's gonna be it. All right. How close am I to getting it done? Just the loops across the top for the dowel rod, and then the what do you call it? Excuse me. Just to finish the black around the edge. So yeah, that's it. All right, guys. I'm gonna post a comment. And BD, thanks for joining us. I'm sorry you're on Twitch. I'm going to go to someone else's stream over here on Facebook. So, I hate to do that to you. I don't have anyone to send you to, but I am going to try and send everyone on Facebook over to the Booga Box. And the Booga Box is Rick, I forget his last name. And it looks like he's working on a football inlay as well. So, if you don't mind joining me and going over to his stream, I'm going to post a link in the comments, and you guys can meet me over there. Let me know if that works. How was Booga Box? I don't know. I'm going to go find out. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. I will talk to you all later. If I'm not back on tonight, then I'll be there. If I'm not back on tomorrow, then at the latest Wednesday. All right. Be sure to check out MailleWerX.com for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And I will see you guys later.